was on Max's level.
How do you not get a banker lap in?
Yes, it was marginal. Yes, it was a couple of millimetres the wrong way, but it's the same for everybody, and everyone was having their lap times deleted. The one thing I will say is that, yes, there were other people also making the same mistake, but not as frequently as Perez did. And it was incredibly costly.
Well, no one did it to the point where they didn't even get a lap. No one did it to the point where they didn't even get a single lap in.
Yes, very shocking for Perez. Question from Carlife083007. After Perez not making Q3 in the last 4 qualifying sessions, are questions going to start being asked at Red Bull whether or not Checo is the right driver to have? It's such a difficult question because it really does depend on how many eggs Red Bull are genuinely putting in Max's basket. But the problem that Red Bull have is that they fully rely on Max being interested in driving in Formula 1 for many, many, many years to come. And he's already said that that might not be the case because he's getting bored of winning. It's a difficult one. Do you start a Lawson in there now or a Yuki Tsunoda in there now? And because are they going to do any worse than what Perez is doing right now? No, probably not. But at the same time, do you want to shake up this current system that they have? Max is carrying it, of course, but I don't see them making ridiculously harsh decisions at this stage because Perez has been good this year. We cannot just use recency bias in the last 4 Q3s, etc., etc. He has done very well at the start of the year. If he picks it back up again, we'll stop talking about it. But if this continues for the rest of the year, that's when it becomes a rather large issue, I think.
It sounds ridiculous to say, but because the Red Bull is so good, it's actually saving Perez because Max is almost winning the Constructors' title on his own, basically. It doesn't really matter, like Perez isn't challenging him, so they don't have to worry about team orders. And while it is embarrassing that Perez is getting, all these horrendous performances, part of you thinks, does it really matter for Red Bull? Their star driver is delivering. Dare I say, it's making Max look even better and cementing his legacy even more, that it's making Max look incredible. For now, they're fine, but yeah, could be a problem later on.
Other drivers to talk about, of course, Ocon out in Q2. Biggest flop, just saying. Piastri as well, but this was changing a lot, wasn't it? We were like, Ocon's through, then he wasn't. Piastri was through, then he wasn't. Deleted lap times. Bottas, I think, was always out, unfortunately. And of course, Perez had his laps deleted as well. So it was one of those chaotic sessions that even though the session had ended, there were still lap times being deleted.
Of course, Russell, the other big shock, being out in the session, which, dare I say, he is struggling a bit this season. Just he's had an absolute shocker in Canada, not got a huge amount of points on the board, dare I say it, compared to Hamilton this season.
Well, let me roll in the question from @Anax_MaxTech. Why has Russell been so much slower than Lewis this season?